They're scraping the bottom of the barrel. They're acting like this is new news so that people on the left will run with it. Talk about the administration's fumbling of the Epstein files, because it has been a fumble. Talk about that. Talk about how Pam Bondi brought a bunch of stupid influencers and handed blank folders that said Epstein Files Phase 1 and never followed through. Talk about how Pam Bondi came on national TV and said that the Epstein files are on her desk, and yet then turned around and said the Epstein files don't exist. Talk about that. That is the biggest fumble this administration has ever had. And CNN has decided we're going to pull up photos from 1993. Good Lord. We knew this. This is nothing new. And they're acting like that they're breaking some massive story to expose Trump. It is painful at best to watch this whole thing play out. But this is all they have. And again, if there was something, when they're pulling stories like this, do you not think that they would absolutely expose Trump if they had something that exposed him? Like, seriously. Michelle Obama was still going by Michael in 1993. I mean, that would be breaking news, I guess. Lying Dog Face Pony Soldier, would they get their membership? Thank you. Appreciate that. Fantastic Knox says, I guess CNN is happy to ignore Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell was at Chelsea Clinton's wedding. CNN truly scraping for scraps. Yeah, but, I mean, we did get this piece of information today from Fox News. Trump makes unprecedented move in Epstein investigation. Now, what's interesting about this is that apparently they are going to talk to Ghislaine Maxwell. Okay, apparently they're going to talk to her. My question is, did Pam Bondi not know that she was like available for discussion 3 months ago? So now suddenly Pam Bondi's like, oh, we could go talk to Jeffrey Epstein's girlfriend who's in prison. Like, yeah, you could have done that 3 months ago. Jesus.
To our top story now, the U.S. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche says he wants to meet in person with Ghislaine Maxwell. She is in federal prison for aiding Jeffrey Epstein, and the House Oversight Committee has just voted to subpoena Maxwell, compelling her to appear for a deposition. Joining us now is the former Deputy Assistant Attorney General John Yoo. John, good to be with you. President Trump was asked about this a moment ago when he was with the president of the Philippines in the Oval Office. This is what he said about Todd Blanche going to talk to Ghislaine Maxwell. Listen here.
Yeah, I don't know about it, but I think it's something that sounds appropriate to do. I didn't know that they were going to do it. I don't really follow that too much. It's sort of a witch hunt, just a continuation of the witch hunt.
Which is in line with what I said exactly before all of this blew up, where I said, I don't think Trump cares about this story as much as his base does. And I continue to be proven right.
You think of the whole idea, because certainly you would think, as close as she was to Jeffrey Epstein, that she holds the keys to the kingdom.
John, good to be with you. This is a remarkable step. The Deputy Attorney General does not go around meeting with federal inmates or even meeting with people who might turn state's evidence in ongoing cases. So this is a sign of how serious the Trump administration thinks this is, how worried they are that trust in the administration is eroding, is that they got to call out the really big guns to get involved, like the
I don't think that I disagree that the Trump administration thinks this is important. I think that that is the exact reason why we've ended up in this situation, is because the Trump administration has not thought of this as important, and that's why we are where we are. They may think of it as important now, but they have not thought of it as important up until the last week or two.
The Attorney General. On the other hand, you have to ask, how much does Ghislaine Maxwell know anymore? If she had all this information, the time she would have used it was when she was trying to reach some kind of plea bargain with the government to avoid the very jail time she's in now. However, if there's anybody who might still be at the center of a conspiracy, who might have knowledge of all the people who went to Epstein's Island, anybody who might have been blackmailed by Epstein, it would still be Maxwell. She's the only one, I think, who's left.
Yeah, I mean, again, she was literally attached to him at the hip. You would think that she would know just about everything that he was doing. Now, in terms of her cooperating with the Deputy Attorney General, Todd Blanche, do you think she would just say, oh, sure, let's talk? Or would she say, what are you going to give me in exchange for me talking?
Of course not, John. She is going to press for the best deal she can get. Now, she's already serving a sentence in federal prison, but the president can commute a sentence. The president could even give her a pardon. I don't think a pardon would be warranted, but the president could say, in exchange for your cooperation, I will order a reduction in your sentence so you could get out earlier than promised. But she would really need to come across with the goods. She's also got a case. Her case is actually still pending right now at the Supreme Court. I believe the Justice Department is opposing the Supreme Court taking her case. Her case is not the kind that the Supreme Court would take, but she might also ask that the Justice Department drop its opposition to her appeal to the Supreme Court. I can't see the Justice Department doing that, but she's going to try to trade whatever information she has for less time in jail.
Well, a grant of clemency, certainly.
Was she's serving like, what, 20 years? Is that what her sentence was 20 years? Something like that?
Would be a controversial thing. Congressman Tim Burchett was talking earlier today about this idea that Pam Bondi has asked a federal judge in New York to unseal all of the documents and testimony before a grand jury. This is what he said.
I applaud the president and Attorney General Bondi for wanting to release the grand jury files. I believe that'll pretty much cover everything. But I would give everybody a caveat, or that's a big word, but a warning that just because somebody flew on a plane doesn't mean they're a dadgum pedophile.
Yeah, it was Burchett actually who introduced the motion in the House to subpoena Ghislaine Maxwell. What do you think we could discover if the grand jury testimony and the files are released? Now, I should say that there's a bit of a caveat here from the judge involved in the case. I've got his order right here before me. This is Judge Richard Berman. We've heard his name before. He said, Federal Rule of Criminal Procedure 6E codified the practice, quote, older than our nation itself, that proceedings before a grand jury shall generally remain secret. So if he releases all this stuff, it's going to be a pretty rare occasion.
And John, this would be momentous. It would also be, I think, unlikely to happen in full. The reason why we don't release grand jury testimony, the reason we don't rely raw law enforcement files is because they are filled with innuendo, rumor, gossip, massive amounts of things that are unverified, possibly untrue. And so when the government speaks, it usually only speaks in the four corners of the indictment, the documents it produces in court. Yep. And so one thing we don't want to do in all this is to besmirch people's reputations, destroy reputations, but also we want to make sure that people are willing to cooperate with the government in the future. Witnesses are not going to appear and not going to voluntarily testify if someday the government might release everything they said. So there's got to be a careful balance here between privacy, between the needs of the Justice Department in the future to carry out prosecutions, but also getting to the bottom of the truth about what's happened with this Epstein.
Well, I agree with everything he's saying.
What's good?
And that's why this situation should have been taken more seriously from the administration. And we can say that, and I firmly believe that this is just not something that's important to Trump because he's got so many other things on his plate.
That was a nice one.
But people like Kash Patel and Dan Bongino, they are in the trenches on this. They understood the transparency that needed to be released, and that's why this should have been handled in a lot better way, because those two guys in particular, more so than even Pam Bondi, those two guys understood the demand that the public and the base of MAGA had for this better than anybody. And the fact that this thing has been fumbled so fucking bad,
still making money.
it's absolutely embarrassing. And obviously
ST Grim
the
said
ultimate
Wara.
responsibility still lies on
This is an
Trump.
interesting
but
stream. Oh yeah,
when you're talking
definitely.
about
we got the news going
the
on.
details
we got
here,
money making going on. We're already
Patel
up to
and
70%.
Bongino have to be
I don't know if I
directly
should
held
sell right here or
responsible.
not. We'll see right now.
If this
Already
thing doesn't get
made,
worked out,
$2.
you can
I'm up
release.
$2. Look
Again,
at this.
if there's a list, I don't even know if there's a
Oof.
fucking list.
Oof.
But Kash Patel seemed to think there was a list. Kash Patel, before becoming the FBI director, said the
Maybe I'll sell all of it.
FBI has the list and they
I'll just
will
do
not
half.
release it. That was what he said. Now he's the director. Now,
I'm up 74%.
if in fact, hypothetically, and I'm just saying hypothetically, I'm going on what Patel and Bongino have tried to kind of say, but it's like, I think it's my rule in
I'm just
life
gonna
is
sell
like
all.
anything
If it doesn't
else.
explode right here,
I think
gonna
that
sell.
if you're going to offer an apology to someone, for
no, I'm
instance,
gonna make
I think the
orders on it.
apology should be as
put
impactful
it right
as
here.
whatever you did to warrant an apology. So, for instance, if I, hit you, you should be able to hit me back. In theory.
Unapologetically
So if
American
I do
said
something
GTG,
Look,
I
it's
just
almost
wanted to
touching
show
it,
dude.
support.
Holy
I
I
hope
better
it
fuck.
go
goes
out
well.
of my way
Thanks, brother.
instead of just giving you like a half-ass, like, hey,
Have a good one.
sorry, I did that fucked up thing. I need to
ST Grim
go
said
out of my
thanks.
way and go over and beyond to apologize, for instance. Now, my point being is
We
that
fucking got a good
Kash Patel
one.
went overboard on the Epstein list
this shit.
before he became the FBI director. Once you become the FBI director, you have a responsibility to give the same energy with what you have found as the same energy that you were putting out to get that position. All that bravado, all of that shit talking, all of that energy, you were sitting there just boom, 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 this. And then you're going to sit there like a corporate stooge in a tie and go, I know what I'm talking about. I'm qualified. Here's what I know. Fuck off. No. We did not push for a typical politically correct suit and a tie. That is not what we wanted. We wanted a guy that was willing to go out there and say things and call things out and talk to us like we're normal people, not like you're a political robot. And suddenly he starts talking like a political robot. Same with Dan Bongino. That's why nobody's buying it. Nobody's buying it. You got to talk to us as the people that we wanted to run this, the FBI. But you're talking like a person that we hated from the FBI. You're not talking like the person that we wanted to run the FBI or to get into these powerful positions. It sucks. So it's very frustrating. It's very, very frustrating. So the responsibility ultimately, the administration has to be, held accountable for that. And it is what it is. Red Mage says, for 20, says another thing around going around was supposed to court documents that outline an essay claim involving him and Epstein that was filed in California in 2016. A friend of mine commented, it's BS since this would have come up a long time ago. I agree with him. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Listen, man, we will look back on this era of politics. Again, I say this, I've said this before, I'll say it again, but nostalgia is a very powerful thing. When we talk about nerd stuff or whatever, we go like, oh, how great was it back when we got the Super Nintendo or the Nintendo 64 or the PS1? You remember how great gaming was. You remember the Xbox 360. You remember Halo 3. You remember Modern Warfare, and we just think about this amazing time that we were in and how we wish we could go back to that. In 10 or 20 years from now, we're going to be looking back on the Trump era of politics and we're going to be like, my God, do you remember how crazy that was? Do you remember how every day we would just Trump would say something or the media would lie about him or something crazy would happen? Do you remember how insane it was? And we're going to be sitting here looking at a couple of boring politicians that are going to make us go, man, when Trump was there, it was crazy. It was a wild time. Every day something was crazy. So appreciate it while you have it. And then Jeremy the Cyborg for $100. Voices, 1,000 voices whispering. The time has passed for choices. Golden days are passing over. Yeah, I'm going to butcher this. Let's see. I can't seem to see you, baby. All through my eyes are wide open. God, your typing is really bad on this. The words are pushed together. Although my eyes are open wide, but I know I'll see you once more when I see you. I'll see you on the other side. Jesus Christ. At least I got $100 for butchering that. That was worse than Beardo. They do this on purpose. Jeremy reads slightly better than Beardo. Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? I don't think so. I don't think so. Thank you, Jeremy the Cyborg. Also, Jeremy, didn't you send me? Hang on. You sent me something. Hang on. What did you send me? 5th grade education? That's a Oh. I wish. Can I give you your $100 back? Can I give you, I know they're Ozzy lyrics, but can I give you your $100 back? Because the only reason that I pulled up your DM from me was because I remembered you sent me one at the end of main event, and now I regret it. But I'm going to show the whole chat now. So now the whole chat's going to be mad at you. The whole chat's going to be mad at you now. I'm about to make the whole chat hate you. This is what Jeremy the Cyborg sent me. It's a meme from Tuesday night's main event. Bro Island gay travel guide with Beardo and Dan. Whoo! Thank you, Jeremy the Cyborg. I appreciate it, brother. Oh, you know what? Willie Will did send a proper 199 earlier, didn't he? Willie Will sent a proper 199. So we respect the proper 199s. You know we do. Thank you, Willie Will, for the proper 199.
Should I do it?
Do not come.
Come on, baby. Come on. I'm going to do it.
Do not come.
I'm going to come. Beautiful white paint. It's coming down at 10,000 miles an hour. It's coming down at levels of speed that nobody ever even conceived of. Where it's rough, but it's coming, and now it's turned around. It turns around, and it's coming, and it's going to, I said, oh, because you see at that bottom, this section right here, that sucker's, oh.
So thank you, Willie Will. I appreciate it. So this is this was just tweeted out like 3 minutes ago. Breaking: Ghislaine Maxwell likely to strike a deal with Trump DOJ over Epstein intel, claims former Epstein attorney Alan Dershowitz. I don't know how much I buy this. I mean, like, Dershowitz he's been asking for Maxwell to be pardoned for a long time. He's been claiming that she should get a pardon for a long time. So, I don't know. And again, Leading Report loves to put clickbait stuff out there sometimes. So, I don't know. I don't know how much I buy that. That is just him speculating, which he's been talking about this for a long, long time. So I don't know how much I buy that. So we will just have to, I don't know. I can't take that one to the bank. That's just pure speculation on his part. Got that one. Slain Hope says Maxwell fed little kids to monsters. Wood chipper. Yeah, I mean, I haven't read like the specifics of what she's, locked up for, but I mean, she's as evil as Epstein. Um, the thing you have to like, the thing that bothers me is that how long she been locked up for now? What is it, like over 5 years now? Has she been locked up? And so, like, hypothetically speaking, if she was to be able to help authorities find out or expose who more of these pedos were, I would ask myself, so we sat around for 5 fucking years with a person that could help us find out who were harming children, and instead we let this bitch rot in jail while all of these dangerous people were free to harm more children. What the fuck are we doing? That would have been that's going to be my question. It's like, well, if she had intel that could have helped us go after these people, why the fuck has she been sitting in prison for 5 years? Why haven't we been working on this sooner? I guess we'll see. Well, to be fair, it was Joe Biden's DOJ, but still, random commenter dude says, if they raid her panty drawer, they will find boxers. Will they find boxers or briefs? Talking about Big Mike. Matt Frog says, Phil got on Fox. Yes, he did. We're proud of him. Justified says, with news, Jeremy is the spoonful of sugar that makes the medicine go down in the most delightful way. What? Naders says, wouldn't putting Obama in prison be more like a buffet vacation for him? Probably. Ministry of Wrong Things says, this is going off the rails like a crazy train. R.I.P. Where's Samsung? I don't know. I haven't seen Samsung in a few days. I don't know where Samsung is at. Sure, he's around. Okay, so we've got more comments that President Trump made today. Right here. Here we go. So here's Trump.
Remember, don't let them forget. It's so important. Obama cheated on the election. Look, the camera just went off. Obama, the red light just went off. Can you believe these people, how bad they are? Obama cheated. When they give you all the nonsense, Obama cheated and his people cheated, but he was there. You ever hear this? They talk about, if they ever even mention it, they never mention his name. Just the opposite with me. But they only mention my name. They don't mention any of you guys. They don't mention Tom. They don't mention Steve. They don't mention our great speaker. They mention Trump all the time. I'd like to have them mention you. But remember this, Obama cheated on the election. And we have it cold, hard, blue, and it's getting even more so because the stuff that's coming in is not even believable. So, and you should mention that every time they give you a question that's not appropriate. Just say, oh, by the way, Obama cheated on the election. You'll watch the camera turn off instantly. But I want to thank all of you again once.
He also said this right here. Let me find it. I don't think he's going to let this go. And the fact that Obama felt the need to have to release a statement is pretty funny. This was a funny comment that Trump made earlier. He was talking about Tulsi Gabbard. And it could be interpreted a couple of different ways. When I first read this comment from Trump before I heard it, I'm like, the internet's going to run with that one.
Director of National Intelligence. Oh, where's Tulsi? She's like hotter than everybody.
Freaking Trump, dude. Oh, my God.
Director of National Intelligence. Oh, where's Tulsi? She's like hotter than everybody. She's the hottest one in the room right now because she found out. With certainty, I think we knew it before, in all fairness, Tulsi. But now you have certainty. She has all the documents. She has everything that you need. and she found out that Barack Hussein Obama led a group of people and they cheated in the elections, and they cheated without question. It's not even would you say there's even a little question there, Tulsi? She says no. And you found things that nobody thought we'd ever find. And very happy and very honored to have you with us. She's right now, by far, Speaker, she's hotter than you right now, Speaker. She's the hottest person in the room right now, Speaker. So, Tulsi, great job. And I know you have a lot more coming. She told me you've seen nothing yet. So I heard those rumors about you, but now I know they're true. So we're very proud of you, Tulsi. They cheated so badly, and ultimately it led to a loss in 2020, and it shouldn't have been a loss. It was a big victory. We won by a lot. We had to do it again. But if I thought we lost, I would never have run again. And this is a far more consequential election than it would have been if we did. That's the only thing I can say in favor of it. But
only Trump, man. Only Trump. He's got a way with words. He always does that. He always says something and people are just like, what? Wait, what did he say? I mean, look, here, hang on, open in there. I mean, listen, I don't know. I mean, I think Tulsi is doing a great job, and I can get behind Tulsi. I can get behind the work she's doing. I can totally, and I think most people in chat would get behind Tulsi and support her. And that's pretty much what, that's what we as a people should do. Totally get behind Tulsi and just support her fully. So I agree with President Trump. I agree with what President Trump had to say. And yeah, there you go. So oh man. Okay, this is a hell of an idea right here. I gotta be honest. I like this idea. Unseen Dimension says, should I start a GoFundMe so I can super chat more?